Hey y'all, what it is, what's up? It's your girl Brittany. She's back, she's better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is, I know what it is. We both know I post frequently. Alright y'all, we are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing it, Dougie Pow, our Dougie Yow. Into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. Come, y'all. Without further ado, let's go and get into this video. So in today's video, I want to talk about all the shows that were in the first quarter of the year. As y'all know, we have moved into the second quarter of the year. First things first, I hope all y'all are completing y'all goals for this year. Y'all have 3 more quarters. So, wherever y'all goals are, put your mind to it. You can do it. I believe in you. Regardless, you got this. Simple. But I wanted to talk about the shows and just give my overall review of the shows that we've gotten so far in the first quarter. And I think I'm going to start with nttv. So first things first, let's go and get them out the way. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's go and get them out the way. Let's get them out the way. So Love and War. Love and War had really, really good parts. I will say that. I really, really, really enjoyed getting to know a lot of them outside of nttv. I really appreciated the ones who did get personal during this show. Like I've told y'all before, I'm the type of viewer where if I like you, I like you. So I'm going to watch your interviews. I'm going to watch shows that you own. I'm going to really watch you. I'm going to watch your lives and everything. Like, if I'm invested in a person, I'm fully invested. And I believe with Love and War, it just helped me invest in certain people more than others. My faves, obviously, but even people I really don't care for. Like, D-Sky, I really don't care for him like that for real, but I did feel as though he deserved better than Maul, because I do feel as though Maul was somewhat embarrassing him by dumbing down their relationship. But I thought they was funny together. One thing about it, I was keying with them. And, unfortunately, BB has transitioned over, and I do hate that he transitioned over. And I am happy, though, that Crystal, has this show to look back on, from good moments that we wasn't able to see, and, him just proposing and everything like that on this show. And, I respect nttv for even, making an acknowledgement of him before the show starts, and, just everything of that. But I do feel as though even with their relationship, I enjoy them even opening up, when they was talking to Tasha K and everything. I did like Tasha K. Love Tasha K. Now, by the end, when we was doing the Joyce train, I was over it. I was a little annoyed when we was Team Jocelyn all day long. That was getting on my nerves. But other than that, I feel as though she did a really, really good job getting to the bottom of a lot of stuff. I do wish as though Ivori could have calmed down a little bit. She kind of did calm down, by the end, but, the beginning to that middle, I needed her to calm down, because the show was getting really, really good. But by the time she calmed down, my attention for the show was kind of, out of here at that point. It was kind of okay, this was the last thing I was going to watch on a Sunday. And probably not even watch it on Sunday. Probably watch it early on a Monday while I'm cooking and stuff like that, So, but I will say this. Let me add this in here. The fact that she didn't calm down definitely showed a difference with her being on Baddies. Because as y'all know, these 2 shows were airing at the same time. And I see her calming down. As we know, when she went to Baddies, she wanted to change it up. I do believe seeing her on this show versus that show, she definitely did do that. She definitely calmed down. And as a viewer seeing the show, I see that she has calmed down. But when I seen her on Love and War, she did get on my nerves. I was like, okay, like, you do need to calm down. I see why you wanted to change your ways, because you was doing a lot. And two, I just think this show shows overall, like, when people really like somebody, they really can be blind to how slow they be looking sometimes. And I definitely think with the women especially, like the men, when it came to, like, in my opinion, Sway and what's his name? Sway and the one that Jay Galore was with, Chinks. I feel as though them two men in particular definitely showed their ass and embarrassed them women. And it wasn't a loud embarrassment. It wasn't loud. But it was loud enough for me to pick up that they were embarrassing y'all. And it was loud enough that y'all picked it up that they was embarrassing y'all. And y'all still tried to be like, we're going to be together. That's my man, my man, my man, my man. You know, let's do better next time, ladies. Thank you, thank you. But overall, you know, it was some good squabbles on there. I will say that. I'm not going to take that away from y'all. It was some good squabbles on there. Really, really good squabbles on there. And the show was cool. It's not a show that I would go back and watch, though. I will say that. I don't think that even if a day came that I was bored out of my mind, I would be like, hey, turn on Love and War. Probably not. Most likely not. 10 times out of 10, it's a no for me. Moving on to Mean Girls Season 2. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had really, really high hopes for this show. I am not gonna lie. I think this show did a really, really good job of building the storylines in the beginning. Fly 9 versus Knuckles and Kash. That was really, really good. And also, the Vanity Sisters. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely thought, because of how the Vanity Sisters look, especially Hazel, that they was going to take Zanaya through that, because prior to Mean Girls, we had seen her on South Central Baddies, and we seen that she did not eat. Okay, Mission was failing hard on her part on being on that type of show. When I tell you, like I said before, because of the way Hazel look, you like, oh, she's gonna eat. She about to eat Zanaya up. And the fact that she did not eat, I was very confused. I was happy for them in the beginning, but then I felt like, to an extent, that was the overall storyline for Mean Girls. They really didn't have any other real storylines if it did not involve the Vanity Sisters. And that started to get on my nerves, because every week it was the Vanity Sisters. Like, the whole thing with Fly 9 and Kash, the way they built it up on the internet, you would have thought it was going to be more stretched out. But it wasn't. It was more like the Vanity Sister situation was stretched out way longer than it needed to be. And I wish Hennessy would have went ahead and fought Fly 9 early on, because I think that was something that was being dragged out for the whole season, in my opinion. Was like Fly 9 picking at her. She like, oh, it ain't like that. I don't need that, you know. And she had to get to her breaking point of when Fly 9 threw the juice on her. It was like, okay, you know, she fought her. And I will say this, after she fought her, we ain't hear that from Fly 9 after that. I will be honest and say that. But as a viewer, me watching it every week and also reviewing it, it did kind of become like a circle of the same storyline. And I'm like, y'all might as well just put all the episodes together, because all we're talking about is the Vanity Sisters. We're never moving on to anything else. Now, I know Double Trouble felt like, you know, they should have won season 2, but I personally don't feel as though they should win season 2, because I feel as though De Niro was popping it for real for the most part. But they did not start popping it to mid ending of the season. And mind you, as De Niro is like on that, slowly Castellea is not on that. So when they went to the reunion, it gave redemption on Castellea's part, in my opinion. I think if Castellea would have been on that a little more early on, they would have ate. And not only that, to me, if she would have went ahead and fought Zanaya, I believe they would have won. Even if they started popping in mid-season. I believe because she played friendly with Zanaya and did not feel as though she needed to fight Zanaya, she ruined her chances or her duo's chances of winning. Because y'all popping it, but not getting in the field. And when y'all is getting in the field, the only one who's really getting in the field is De Niro. Castellea picking and choosing who she want to fight. Not saying that she's not going to whoop Zanaya. On any day of the week, I think Castellea is tearing Zanaya. But it was the way that she was going about it. Like, it's like she was very timid to get in the field because she wanted to be cool. And it's like, what you want to be cool for? Get in the field. Like, that's what y'all here to do. Get in the field. And even though De Niro did want to get in the field, I feel as though we really ain't see no personality from either one of them till they got in their confessionals. Like, we see y'all hollering, screaming to the top of y'all lungs, giving this, giving that, but why do I care about a confessional? The confessional, I don't care about that. Like, talking the scene. Overall, I think Pressure and Barbie did a good job as host. I definitely liked Queen D's sister, Chanel. I definitely liked the Chanel. I definitely liked her. And I'm glad she got in the field with Ball Out. I like Ball Out too. I'm glad that Ball Out gave more personality this season. I like that Raj and Ball Out doing their confessionals together. They were very in sync, and I liked that. And I also liked the Queen D and Chanel's. They were very in sync too. The only thing I didn't really care for when it came to Chanel was the fact that Chanel was not just being on her sister's side. And I get it, like, you know, wrong is wrong, right is right, whatever. But certain things, I'm looking for you to be more on your sister's side with. Like, in confessionals, like, when she says about Pressure and all that, you like, you just mad. You ain't got to do it. Like, I didn't really care for that. And the way Pressure kept playing with Queen D in her face when it came to the plate situation, when it came to her socking Queen D in the sprinter, it's like Chanel was picking Pressure over Queen D. So I really ain't care for that. I think that Chanel needs to go evaluate how she gonna continue to move if they put her back on another show. And by the end, okay, now this was really irritating me by the end. By the end, the whole Zanaya, Mary, and Winter, I don't need another triple threat. Okay, simple. I don't need another Vanity Sisters. I don't need that. That whole little clique thing was getting on my nerves. And I will say, by the end, the house did start getting very clicked up. And that's another reason why I just stopped really caring for it. Because I don't really like when the house get to clicking. When it's too many clicks, it's like, okay. You know, if they would have came in the beginning already clicked up, that's different. But they all try to play like they really ain't know each other for real when they first got there. If they would have clicked up from the beginning, okay, cool. But it was like more so by the end, when it came to them fighting Castellea, it started getting clicked up. So I really ain't care for that. But overall, I will say this. I got some good music out. I am happy for Zanaya. Because of this show, she did so good on this, she was able to transition over to Young and Reckless. I don't know how that's going to go. I didn't personally want her on Young and Reckless, but I'm not mad either that she got the opportunity to be on Young and Reckless. Mary, I do like her. I think out of all the girls, I really like her. And the reason I like her is because she's very mature. And regardless of what Zanaya do, she don't mind cleaning up Zanaya mess. And she gonna get in the field. Win, lose, or draw. Very much so. She do give a lot of monologues. I do need her to calm down with the monologues. But other than that, she was like my favorite mean girl. And Barbie, please stop saying mean girl, mean girl, mean girl this, mean girl that. That was getting on my nerves too. But that's it for that show. Okay, so moving forward with Bad Bitches Only. I don't have a lot of words for this show, but overall, it's not something I will watch again. I think the build for this one was just too slow, and it was giving redemption show. Like, that's what they should have named it. A redemption show, because that's really all it gave. And it should be the redemption show, aka the Big Bad Wolf, because Tori and Milan being the Big Bad Wolves really irritated me, really got on my nerves. The storylines were very stupid. Too many people had too many opinions who couldn't get touched and put in a contract can't get touched, aka Nicole. I don't have, like I said, much to say about it, but it gave, like, redemption more so. Not with Sav, but with all the rest of the girls that we seen on shows where they were getting beat up. It gave Redemption City. And them other girls who was there, it just seemed as though they were just getting picked on because these people need to redeem themselves. And not only that, they really didn't give much to the show but their names. Other than that, they were just pretty and boring. Moving on to Baddies. Post for me. Too many of Natalie's songs. If I heard Post for me one more time, I was going to scream. I got so tired of posing for her. Like, please, leave me alone. Okay. This season was really good. I definitely think that this was a great season. In the beginning and in the middle. I think by like them last couple episodes, I was ready for them to go on in the season. The episodes was just, it was so many fillers of stuff that nobody cared about. And I get it, like, you know, sometimes they are going to have to give fillers. But one thing I cannot stand is somebody giving me too many confessionals. And I think when it comes to Zeus, they give too many confessionals. Why do I need somebody to tell me the scene when I could watch the scene? Why do I need somebody trying to set the scene up in the confessional like, oh yeah, well I was just talking to Pretty P and we all came outside, you know, just to chill and catch up and talk about what happened last night. We already know that y'all are going to talk about what happened last night. I will say they are changing the format just a little bit. But I will say, too, we can do better. It's always room for improvement, especially when it comes to them talking about what happened last night. And they're not even saying what happened last night. Like, they are just kind of like in the scene, but they really talking more so in a confessional about what happened. You know, when they in the scene, they might not say anything in the scene, or they might be standing there or give small to zero commentary, but in a confessional, they're popping it. I definitely believe that this show has shook the OGs, and it definitely will go down in Baddies history as being like one of the seasons that shook Baddies and how they went about everything after. But like I said, overall it really was a good season. Pretty P definitely grew on me by the end of the season. She grew on me for real. I think if anything, she was the real breakout star. Seriously, because Pretty P ran her once and she was given personality. I think it was so much going on in the beginning that she was overshadowed, but you still seen her and she still got out there. And you kind of didn't peep Pretty P, in my opinion, I kind of didn't peep Pretty P like that until she got to fight with Diamond and tore Diamond. When she tore Diamond like that, I was like, oh, okay, Pretty P, she really give it up. when her and Dolly got to fight, I definitely thought Dolly was going to tear her. Pretty People was in there with Dolly. I just think she need to give more personality. She definitely give more personality. Obviously this season, Natalie was clocked every which way by the end. Everybody was catching on to how Natalie is and how she really feels about the girls, especially in her confessionals. And how scared she is as well. But overall, like I said, it was a good season. I just think it was way too many episodes. Mel wasn't necessary, in my opinion, to be on Baddies Midwest. The way they brought her in was very unorganized. It was like, yeah, we know her, but because y'all are like the top rated reality, y'all should have did better with introducing her to people who didn't know her. So yeah, it was a good season. And like I said, this season will be going down in the history books. I am happy that Jayla is leaving and bowing out gracefully. Rolly, it will definitely show how flippy floppy she is. Especially with her taking up for the new girls and turning around, putting in there like she pick and choose who she fights, all this, all that. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.